jiggy body.
He got 50 years of hip hop, man.
Yeah.
I feel like this has been something we've been talking about consistently since the start of the year.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's got to a point where now we're having the big
Official
celebrations.
birthday. Yeah.
There was Rock the Bells recently, where a lot of artists came out and represented. And I just feel like I just wanted to ask the room when they were first introduced to hip hop, and what was the first record that they either heard or bought.
I think I didn't hear it at the time it was made because obviously I wasn't born then. But I think realistically, I want to say it was either Sugar Hill Gang or The Message.
Message.
Dun, dun, dun,
So
dun, dun.
what you had heard it?
Dun, dun,
You'd heard it for a parent.
It was either my parents or it was just one of those ones where it was like outside and you hear it.
Right.
You don't know what it is because that's your first introduction to hip hop.
Right.
But I just remember because you see with Sugar Hill Gang, The Message, because The Message has a very unique beat to it. Like it sounds very Space Odyssey type. Like it's got a very, and then obviously Sugar Hill Gang's got such a, it's such an easy to absorb rap.
Yeah.
The hip hop, the hippie to the hip
a
hop, and
vibe,
you don't
innit?
like just ingrained in your head. Like first time, but then I think when I really started paying attention to it was probably I wouldn't say Illmatic. I want to say more like Biggie. And then I probably went back to Illmatic.
Right. Was these the first records you had purchased, or
I think Biggie was probably the first one that I paid attention to properly. I think the first one I bought was either Ready to Die or Reasonable Doubt. One of them two.
You bought it was your first
like
vinyl?
With my money CD.
CD.
No, or was it on tape? It might have been on tape. You know,
on tape,
it
yeah.
might have been on tape. But yeah, that was my introduction. And again, it was just a learning game. And I went back because obviously I started to obviously Nas in regards to like the heavy hitters. Nas was probably the first at the gate.
Yeah.
And then you probably had that Wu-Tang and then Wu-Tang and Biggie around that time. But yeah, that was it for me still. And here we are.
Jojo Montana.
I'm trying to think. I wouldn't say consciously, but I know like my pops used to play like Grandmaster Flash. But when I say consciously, me remembering, the earliest thing I remember him playing, I want to say NWA.
Oh shit! Yeah. That's real.
But the first, I think I told you before, the first record I ever bought was, until this day, I still think is probably, if not definitely top 3
record.
And when it came out,
Yeah.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah. That's crazy. There's a lot of Joe's generation.
That's the intro.
That's their intro, which is it's not something to be slept on. Because if you think about that album, Get Rich or Die Trying, and the impact that album had at that time, that was when I don't particularly feel like there's that feeling anymore when a new artist drops an album. Like you've got pockets of what would you call it? Of pockets of energy when a new act of this generation comes out. But there's no like, ooh, I want to go rush to the store, rush to my phone. It's just not like that. It's
who was the last artist that you reckon was like that? You reckon it was
Fifth?
I think, I think recent times, I think Migos personally.
Yeah.
So what?
I think Migos.
So what? So my man that walks around in the socks, he's not up there.
Who?
Nah, he is. But I'm thinking,
what's
see,
right
why I
with
said
the
Migos, because that's like recent.
Okay.
He for sure. Like, you know, regardless of what you think about him personally,
Who's the guy that walks around in the socks?
come on, man. You know, your boy
In it barefoot.
to the Louis Vuitton Don.
Oh right,
Yeah.
Just that prick.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
Yeah, but Ye ain't Ye before Get Rich.
Yeah.
Ye's before.
He is, yeah.
It's College Dropout. College Dropout is before Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yes.
I think it is the year
Really?
before.
Okay.
Get Rich is 05.
That's 03, I
Is
see.
it? Oh, then yeah. Then
Actually,
Get
no,
Rich is
maybe.
first. If Get Rich is 03, that's first. 'Cause College Dropout was 04.
Okay.
Really?
Was
Okay.
Get Rich, maybe it's later.
Just double
then.
check that.
Maybe-
So then that means Ye was putting out an album almost like every 12 months.
Yeah,
then.
he put out.
Because the Massacre was what, 06?
Yeah, Get Rich is 03.
Yeah.
Because I remember Get Rich was 03, College Dropout 04, then they both
Wow.
back to back 05 or 06.
Yeah, when
And then they had
that
the
little-
Yeah.
and then it was Graduation versus Curtis.
Shit,
But
that's so-
no, not Curtis. Yeah, was it Curtis? Yeah, he was never gonna win that battle though.
So then back to the thing is 50 Cent, yay. Probably people put this Kid Cudi in this situation. I don't know about Kid
I don't know, because I'm trying to think.
Cudi. Kid Cudi.
Okay.
If I go by years, like if you say
Don't do that.
50, 03, Yay,
Yeah.
04, 05, who came out 05?
When did T.I. come out?
I was gonna say Ti, but I don't know if I don't.
I think we got to talk about Jeezy. Okay, Jeezy had a run.
Jeezy
where
had a
he
wave,
had
yeah.
shit locked down.
Yeah,
but then
I
Rick
feel-
Ross
but
as
we
well.
got to remember what Heights is saying.
Yeah.
Like
that impact, that feeling of, oh my God.
But I think Jeezy, because Jeezy had a whole movement of like, you can't ban the snowman. He had the t-shirts. He had the snowman t-shirts looking mad.
Cool. But
Yeah.
but are we talking in his jurisdiction, or are we talking about internationally? There's two differences there.
Okay, all right. Internationally, it's probably 50 Ye. And then after that, I'm tempted to say Rick Ross.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to say Rick Ross.
Rose had a
Wayne.
no,
Rose-
Wayne before Rose, no.
Yeah. Yeah, because Wayne's been around for time.
But Wayne
As a solo artist, he picked up When did the first car come out?
I'm not talking about juvenile Wayne.
No. You're talking about Wheezy F.
Wheezy F baby.
Please say the baby.
I'm talking about Shorty wanna thug.
I feel like when Wayne came out, it
That
was
a wave.
scorching.
Yeah, it was.
scorching.
Yeah.
It was. That's
Yeah, he was, because at one point he was screaming, "I'm the best rapper alive." Wayne was scorching.
So do you think that the feeling of that is generational? That like every generation goes through that feeling, or is it because that music had so much impact in terms of the size of the artists that it was that time only? Like if I think back to when
Carter was 04.
Yeah, but it was Carter 2 that was more.
Carter 3.
Carter 3.
Carter
3
3
is what you're talking about, Lollipop.
Yeah, it was
But
the one.
Carter 2, in some people's eyes, is his best Carter.
Yeah.
And that's the one where people was like, hold on a minute, this Wayne guy, because the South's got something to say. Carter 2 dropped, and
Carter
it's
2's
like, whoa.
05.
And then
Part
3.
2 was 05. Yeah. So then Wayne had his bro, and this is why I keep mentioning international, because that includes us. Like I can't speak to what was going on in the United States when certain artists came out. I know
What about-
obviously.
what about Eminem?
I'm just talking but M's before 50. M's
It was
already
like
out.
99.
M's already out.
So what about Luda? When was Luda?
Luda
And Nelly.
Yeah.
And Nelly-
I think we just have to say the South, the next big that you talk about of after 50
But,
was
then,
the
okay, but
South
then when was
collectively.
Low Soul's Way? Because Fab, when he was doing like he's the first rapper I remember like girls
Well, onto him.
Yeah.
onto him. Like,
Yeah, that's his bag.
Yeah. Fabs. When Breathe come out.
Yeah.
Breathe.
But I don't think Fab, no one posts the Nas, the Hoes, the Biggies
Actually,
of
wait,
New York.
no. I think the last artist that had the closest thing to back then might be Pop.
Might be Pop. Yeah, Pop Smoke. Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Because I'm trying to.
And but he's obviously, because of what happened to him, it cut short.
Yeah,
Because
but
that's because when you think about it, yeah, most of the older generation of hip hop purists, if you want to call us that, we don't catch the wave of what the youngers are on until late. So if an artist breaks through, usually, obviously, it goes street level, then one of the records pops, and then you might avoid it for a bit because you just think, that's the young people's sound, and then it cuts through, and then everybody listens.
Yeah,
to
my
this
bro,
artist.
Chris, he put me on Pop Smoke because he's out there in New York. And I remember we was driving to go get some food, and he goes, "Yo, that's where Pop Smoke shot the video for Welcome to the Party." And I was like, "Who?" He goes, "You don't know Pop Smoke?" I was like, "Nah." And he played it. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and that was it. I was a Pop fan from then, and seen where he shot that video, and then I went to watch the video, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's the same day."
Yeah.
You're right. And damn, man, I don't like talking about Pop like that, you know. 'Cause
There's a
such
wave,
a
innit?
damn shame.
It's
Yeah,
it's
but
that-
you're right. Pop was probably
Yeah,
the most
the-
recent one
yeah,
that was
where-
gonna have that splash.
because his Little Baby.
I think he peaked in that 2020 album. Yeah, he peaked
Yeah.
because that album was like there's no skips.
No.
That's what I'm saying. So now you said,
but Lil Baby was still a slow burner though.
yeah,
He was
Yeah.
still,
Yeah, no, he was
because
also-
he'd been about
Yeah.
for a minute before.
But I don't feel like I feel like when we talk about Little Baby, I feel like now we're talking about streaming era,
Yeah.
fast.
I think I'm
fast.
sticking with Amigos, man. I'm
Yeah.
sticking with Amigos as the last
talking-
one
yeah.
that had the real
The
big
real-
splash, and they had a run.
Even theirs was a slow burner as well. I feel like.
Migos had a slow burn.
Yeah, but I think when the
But I think
once-
actually, to be
It
fair,
might be
'cause-
Thug, you know.
The Versace tune with Drake kind of.
I think that was the international.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah, we're
and
here.
then they never
Fight Night.
tune,
Yeah.
and they just kept knocking it out the park. And then when they dropped Culture, and it had that. Listen, once Bad and Bougie dropped,
Yeah, from my son, he was a Migos fan from he was born.
Yeah.
He's like Migos, my 8-year-old.
Yeah.
He was like he was just born, and then Migos dropped, and then he just knew the songs and
that's what's up.
the melody.
That's
and,
great parenting, right?
Yeah,
there.
yeah. That's the vibe. My first record I bought was Craig Mack Flavor in Your Ear, which tells you my age. And my dad used to play KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, and he always used to like Jodeci, but he brought the remix with Redman and I think it's Red and Meth. One of the remixes, I think it's Fiendin'.
Right.
Fiendin' had a remix with Eric Sermon or Def Squad or whatever it was on there. And I used to be like, raw, what's this? What is this? Remember that tune? It takes two to make a thing go right. That's Dad used to play that. Sunday afternoons.
Yeah.
Dad used to. He had
That's a certified bulletproof
yeah.
hip hop starter. Like you
Yeah.
could, if your party's lolling and you put that on,
Yeah.
it brings the energy back up. And funny you mentioned on the hip hop thing. There's a thing on Netflix I started watching called is it Ladies First or something like that?
Yeah, what's
it's
that?
about ladies and their contribution to hip hop.
Okay.
Very interesting stuff in it. Like I didn't know. I knew MC Light and her contribution to get. I didn't know MC Light was the first female to drop a full album.
Right.
Then
I didn't know
Roxanne
that. I
Shante.
didn't know that.
I always think Roxanne Shante was the first female rapper, but there was someone before her who was the first female rapper. But Roxanne Shante is renowned for being like the go-to girl for like bars and down guys and like battles and like ciphers and stuff. And she was doing it at the age of like 14 or something. And she was battling grown-ass men. And I'm sitting there like, how did this little girl... Because Roxanne Shante, I don't think she ever brought out an album or anything. She was just known for barsing. Like, put 20 pounds on this girl, she's going to bars the fuck out of this guy. And that's the thing. But again, she had a short career because her whole thing was just barsing.
Yeah.
She never really put out an album and
Yeah.
that. And so that's the thing. But it's a good little insight into the female, because we know what the man them have done. But the first Sugar Hill Gang was the idea. Sugar Hill Gang came from a woman.
Okay.
So realistically, it's thanks to a woman that this thing hip hop ever. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the record itself is because this is something I haven't researched and I maybe should know. But the record itself, the beat is already a beat that was used before,
It was, yeah.
right?
yeah.
So what's the song called? Nighttime.
It's not Sister Sledge, is it?
One of them. Lot.
Yeah. But it's a woman who got them together, and she had the idea of I'm gonna put these black guys in the video
Yeah.
and just have a bunch of white chicks in the video just to make it more appealing
Yeah.
to the masses.
Of course.
So like, shout out to the women, them like, but you should check it out. Like
Yeah, I need to check
that
that
thing
out.
on Netflix, man.
The Fast Food Podcast.